Hello, hello, and welcome to this week's episode of The Hard Choice. Simple steps for showing up. My name is Brad Draper. I am your host. I'm grateful to be here. Man, got a lot going on. So many fun, exciting opportunities. But as I've always said, your thoughts precede your actions, and your actions precede your opportunities. These opportunities came by taking action. And those actions came originally by a thought. That's it. I just had a thought. And the current opportunity, some in my mouth, that we have on the horizon, and it's still an opportunity and will be so until it's solidified and paid for. That's actually a little caveat. You don't have a deal, and the deal is not done until there's cash in the bank. Period. End of story. I don't care who's paying you, how honest they are, how sure you are of the deal. You are not done, and the deal is not executed until you have the cash. A little backstory on that. Several years ago, it was one of my best friends, my mentor, my colleague. We were co-owners at a laboratory at the time. And I was telling him about an invention that I was doing that I later patented. And he said, what do you need to move forward? I said, I need an investor. He said, I'll be your investor. I said, how much are you willing to do? He said, I'm always good for a cool 300 for dumb ideas and trying things out. That's how we put it. 300,000, that is. And said we would start with 300,000 and see how it went. And I was so excited, high as a kite, on cloud nine. And I went to my dad and I said, hey, I've got funding. He says, okay, who? And I said, Dinesh. He said, okay. Has Dinesh paid you? I said, no, but he's good for it. He will pay. And we discussed the parameters and the terms. So we just got to get the wire done. And my dad followed it with, the deal is not done until there's money in the bank. And I said, I know the statement. I know, I get it, but Dinesh is good for it. It's going to happen. 2 weeks later, Dinesh had a pulmonary embolism. He passed away walking to his car because he ate too much red meat. By the way, his doctor told him, slow down on your meat. Your blood's too thick. And he was a cyclist, spin instructor, century bike rider, very physically healthy person. But because he ate too much red meat, his blood was too thick. He had a pulmonary embolism. That was back May 2020, Memorial Day weekend, actually. Now, was Dinesh going to pay me? Absolutely. Did he have every intention to do it? Absolutely. Did it happen? No. The deal was never done. So, whoever needs to hear this, the deal is not done until there's money in the bank. Your bank. Not money on the way, not they're going there. There's money in your bank account. Remember that and never forget it. So I've got a potential opportunity coming down the horizon. And this came because I went to an event that I wasn't originally going to go to, but I thought, maybe you should go there. Maybe there's an opportunity there. Maybe there's somebody you need to talk to bless their life, or they can bless your life, or just have mutual great conversation. So I went to that event, and that's where I formally met this opportunity. But it started originally as being friends, being there for one another, helping one another, serving one another, just being friends. And then out of the blue, a week ago, he called me and says, I need some help with X, Y, and Z. Can you do it? Yes, I can. And it wasn't I can, it was my business partner can. So it was a yes, we can. We can help you. We can take care of you. And we've gone down the path of taking care of him. Is the deal done? Nope. The contract's not sold because we're partnering with him in this company. Is the company even formed yet? Nope. Is the potential there? Yes. Are we taking action? Absolutely. We sprinted. And we've actually had a few people say, you should hold off, probably not take the action until the opportunity is solidified. That directly breaks my standard, right? Your thoughts precede your actions, and your actions precede your opportunities. We are taking the action to will the opportunity into space. And as you take the action, those things will happen. I am a living testament of that. And that was a little bit of a caveat, what I wanted to get to today, but kind of a pretty good segue. When you do things, especially the things you don't want to do, like taking the action before the opportunity, doing the work before the deal is there, getting up to your alarm clock when it's nice and early and you want to stay in your nice warm bed, getting to the gym when you haven't been in a while or have never been there, starting a macronutrient plan, even though you've never weighed out your food and it's kind of cumbersome and annoying. All these things. It sucks to start. It just sucks. It's just the reality of starting something you've never done or haven't done in a long time. When you first do it, it sucks. Get past it. And I once had a friend say, what conversation goes through your mind when the alarm clock goes up? And I said, well, what conversation happens in your mind? And he said, I weigh the options of getting up right now. How much time can I lay in bed? How much time do I really need? I may need more sleep because I feel groggy, or it was a long day yesterday, or I got to bed late. All these conversations that even you have had, I have had in our minds. So those are the conversations. He asked me, what conversation do you have? I said, I don't. My alarm goes off. I get up. The end. Because if I allow a conversation, then I allow a possibility of me breaking my standard, which I'm not willing to do. So I do not engage in the conversation. But that conversation happens naturally. First try, you're going to have the conversation. And it needs to go a little bit like this. The alarm went off, get up. The end. Very simple one-way conversation. You're not going back and forth with yourself. But when you have this moment, your first time, it is going to suck. And then when you do it the next day, it's going to suck. And when you do it the next day, it's going to suck a little less. When you do it again, it's going to suck a little less. And again, a little less. And again, a little less. And again, a little less. Until you've done it 100 times and it's autonomous. There is no suck. There is no emotion at all, actually. You just do it. I have been asked more times than I can count, how do I just get stuff done? How do I just move the needle? How do I just get whatever it is that I don't want to do done, and done quickly? And I said, there's no conversation. I've done this for 20 years. You just do. There is no emotional charge. It is completely neutral in that endeavor. I was helping a friend at his storefront, and I was the only employee there. It's just a small little brick and mortar store, supplement store, and I'm helping him. And I'm helping him because I asked for help. I said, I need some work to bridge the gap. And he said, you can work here if you want. I said, deal, I'll be there. So, open the store, work the cashier, work customer service, work the back inventory, work the cleaning, work everything. He says, you can work for 20 minutes, mess around for 20 minutes, and work for 20 minutes and mess around for 20 minutes. There's going to be some downtime on a storefront. Well, I decided to do it all first. Do the sweeping, do the vacuuming, do the mopping, do the dusting, do all the stuff. I knocked all of it out in like 30 minutes of a 7-hour workday. Lo and behold, because I did that, I didn't have to do it the rest of the day. And what happened the rest of the day? On that particular day, there was a customer every 5 minutes. Somebody walking through the door, somebody walking through the door, somebody walking through the door. Had I put off doing that work that needs to be done every shift, my shift would have ended 7 hours later, and then I would have had to do it all when the store was closed, when I should have been going home, because I'm no longer being paid at that point, because my shift was 11 to 6, and I would have started at 6. But because I started right at 11, and I got it done before the first customer walked through the door, I was able to leave on time. I took the action. I had the opportunity to leave on time. Instead of being lazy, because you have to understand, I am a fairly lazy person. Intrinsically, I would much rather watch YouTube videos on cars. I love watching YouTube videos of cars. I just love cars. And so the cars I do not currently yet own, I watch YouTube videos of them, walkthroughs, drive-throughs, experiential views, mechanical views. I watch views on cars like you can't imagine. What does the stitching feel like? What does the leather feel like? What does the Alcantara feel like? What does the carbon steering wheel feel like? What does it sound like when a ring hits it? I want to know those things. Why? Because I'm stacking data. I would much rather do that than sweep, mop, vacuum, dust, record a podcast episode. I would much rather be doing that. However, I call myself being efficiently and effectively lazy. I stack all of the work I need to do and I front load it. I do all of it as fast as I can versus stretching it out over a work day. I stack all of it in one shot. And then I have the rest of the day to kick around the house. Go be with my kids at the park. Go to the aquarium with them or go to an indoor playground because it's wintertime right now, right? So indoor playground because it's freaking cold outside. I can serve my neighbors. The other day we had snow and I shoveled my driveway along with 2 other neighbors. Why? Because I had the time to do it. I created the opportunity. I want you to hear what I just said. I created the opportunity because of my actions. The opportunity didn't present itself. I created it. And then it presented itself. There was a making there with my thoughts and with my actions. It is in these front-loaded actions the opportunities are created. And where I focus, I find. I direct my attention or my focus on the things that I want to occur. So I take the action with that focus and bring opportunity into my field of view. I create it. I do not happen on these relationships. They don't just attract to me like a magnet. I create them. I bolster them. I bring them into my view. I create them. This is not magic. This is the law of attraction. This is the law of reciprocity. This is the theory of entanglement, which some actually say is borderline law. Depends who you talk to. This is quantum realm mechanics. It is so real. It is so viable. And you are missing so many opportunities if you're not doing it. All these opportunities you wish you had in your life, they start in your thoughts. And then they proceed to your actions based off of the thoughts you have. And because of those actions, the opportunities are created. As you move forward with being effectively lazy, as you wake up to your alarm, the first time it's going to suck. The second time it's going to suck. And replace this wake up to your alarm with anything. New nutrition plan, new workout plan, new engagement with relationships, new skill, new hobby. It doesn't matter. You're going to suck at it at first, and it's going to suck. You have to slave through the suck. And it's going to suck the second time, and the third time, and the fourth time, and the fifth time. But every time you do it, the suck is going to be a little less until at some point you will be autonomous. As I've said before, you will be unconsciously incompetent. You will suck so bad you don't even know you suck. And you don't even know how bad it's going to suck. Until one day you're going to learn, I suck at this and this sucks. And then one day you're going to learn, I'm actually pretty good at this. I've done this enough times. You become consciously competent. And then at some point, you will be so good at it, it's like breathing. You don't try. It's like standing out of your chair right now. You don't think about it. You just do it. You're unconsciously competent. You are so good at it, it doesn't even cross your brain on, am I good or not? There's no thought. You just do it. It's autonomous. That is some of the tactics and the strategies on how to get to where you're trying to go. But it starts with sucking at first and then progresses to a non-thought. How cool is that? Do these things that most people struggle with in the world autonomously. No energetic response at all. You just do it. That's where the magic happens. And that is what I have for you. Have this conversation with your friends and your family. Put this to the test. I challenge you. Put it to the test and send me a message. Tell me. Tell me how it went. Tell me how you did. Leave me a review. Leave me a comment. You can find me on social media, Mr. Brad Draper. Like this thing, subscribe to it, download it for future listenings. Until next week, I love you guys. Bye.